All right. First of all, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to view this video, this message. But it is time to make everything make sense. Put everything in order as far as the pieces of the puzzle. The meta hearings and what's going on. What's happening with the investigations. This is, well, they're whistleblowing and they are exposing the truth. Certain truths. But exposing truth with evidence. Understanding that, well, it's deep. And they are hacking devices. They are stealing money. Meta has been siphoning through many accounts without wanting to take ownership, not understanding that Meta owned a lot of the monopoly of, let's say, WhatsApp. That's how it was supposed to happen for me to understand this information. Not realizing Meta was part of Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg was Meta. That this is bigger than all of us. But them using AI to hack our accounts, but to let alone steal money, but let alone keep funds from creators, but to take their page and nothing happened about it. Their channel messages, and nobody can do anything. Nobody realizing how big it is, understanding how the timelines, but understanding how the channels are and how they're able to keep everything separate because there's so many messengers. But everything is a backdoor. TikTok is a backdoor to the internet to get into your devices. If you are a messenger and you're tapped in, then they have your device. So the hearings are here. They are investigating how much information and what Mark, not just Mark or Meta, but what is happening with, well, they're not even looking into Google. There's certain ways they label certain wordings that it's okay for them to use certain information. But during my investigation and through everything I had to research, it goes really deep. From them even telling us this is what's going to happen. As far as hacking the information, hacking the devices, controlling the narrative. But you have people that are doing more than you understand. And if you have certain gifts, then you're able to see certain things that people can't. And that's why these hearings that are happening, the way it came across my timeline, well, everything was being exposed as is needed. So I'm doing my messages a little different now, because this is exposing the hard truth, but showing the evidence, giving you the evidence, and being able to prove hacking devices, but not just mine, but stealing people's platforms or channels without anybody doing anything for years. Another way they're able to get incomes of money, big money, big money. Without people knowing this part of the internet or this part of the YouTube, the spiritualist part, the tarot community, and who's real and who's not, well, it goes deep. And with Mr. Zuckerberg lying and knowing, well, let's just say there's only certain people that are able to use certain accounts on Instagram, but what is the other one? Play around with behind the scenes of accounts, people's accounts. Instagram, using WhatsApp, but everything happening through Google, through Facebook. With them sharing information, working together, they're able to do more than people understand. And again, not a lot of people are going to realize, or not realize, but understand what I'm speaking about. When they're hacking the device to the point where they're almost like you don't know what they're doing. This information is it's eye-opening, but it's like, holy shit. Is this what it really is? It's about money for them. Power. It's about them controlling the narrative. Never thinking they're ever going to get exposed. Understanding this day would come, but this would happen. Because they know about readings. They know about the energy. Well, so supposedly. Thinking they understand certain things. No, well, why is if you don't know, we'll look into Mars. I'm sorry, because he's out of the energy. Again, if I'm not remembering the names so much, then they're kicked out of the energy. Spiritualists. This is big. Elon Musk hacking into certain things, but thinking he's a spiritualist. Putting out messages, AI messages, tapping into the energy he shouldn't be tapping into. Because by doing that, well, if you don't know about the energy, well, that's how you're exposed. The collective's energy. That's why this is coming out now. When it comes out, I don't know. But this is about the healing journey, first and foremost. It's about putting the pieces back together, but understanding your power, your energy. But the Congress, the secret, well, the Senate, the ones that are doing the investigations, that want facts, that want evidence. Well, here you go. I have evidence. So let's not talk the other part. But evidence, yeah. They're trapped in the cloud. That's why they are scared. When I say they, well, who's they? See, that's the part. And it's kind of frustrating when your own family or your own people know who you're talking about, or when you're saying, well, who's they? And that was part of a message. They are, well, the guides, the ancestors. But they is the hackers, the ones that are hacking the devices, the corporations. And they're saying, the corporations, well, really? You're that important? Not everyone is, but yes, a lot of us are, as far as giving these messages out. At first I was like, little old me? Really? But yeah, since 2019, 2018, when they seen me put out energy as far as produce a spirit, they knew it wasn't a joke then. Being able to see how they are hacking devices, how big it goes and where everything, how it plays out to get into your information. All it is information. It is controlling all aspects of the internet. Information you receive, what goes out. You don't just bully your way into situations because you have money. You say you're the richest man in the world. You're not. On paper, maybe. How do we know about investigation, people going to jail? How do we know that people are going to be indicted? Because after certain information comes out and certain evidence comes out, that's what will be happening. People can't even fathom what this is about and the evidence. But if they're doing an investigation about the information, about what's happening with Meta, how they're controlling certain things, monopolizing everything, yes, they are. It is about our information, but it is about treason and money. Money's energy, anyways. Something they're losing. Everything is there. They didn't realize how tapped in certain people were and how they were caught in the energy. You're getting information about how they're working with how Chinese, and they're selling our information, how they're saying they are but they're not, or they're not but they are. Who to believe and who's real and who's not. Well, it's like this. I've seen how quick they will take an account and they will try to shut things down. How they are cloning channels and how they're putting you where they want. It's not about the algorithm. They don't want these messengers to speak. And without people understanding or knowing, they're secretly, whole accounts are cloned. That's when I realized why they were doing what they were doing. After putting the pieces of the puzzle together and seeing what I needed to see, but after hearing about the Meta hearings and knowing what I know, that's why it wasn't about putting this message out last Friday. It's the synchronicities and events that are coming up that are in play. Everything happens for a reason. So, Meta hearings. If I seen them but not understanding how significant these messages and the information and what they are doing. Again, when I started my journey and started on this, started creating certain messages, not regular messages, but knowing more than most and seeing more than a lot. At first sounding crazy because of what I knew and what was happening. Now the shoe's on the other foot because of the evidence and having proof. And knowing how important this is. About the information that needs confirmation that needs to come out, but how our privacy is in danger. Not so much our future, because if we're able to see certain things, this is already 1550. This is already, it's changing already. It's the healing journey. With this information, this evidence getting out to the right people in the right hands, the right investigators, looking at it logically, with common sense, but with the open mind, with the open set of mind, open set of eyes, different aspects, different points of views, and seeing how it really can happen and how dangerous it is. Because it is dangerous for them to hack into devices, for them to hack information, for them to be doing things behind the scenes on not just my accounts, my devices, but yours as well. But trying to get away with certain things that have been done illegally. That's why the energy has been of people going to jail, of corrupt lawyers, corrupt judges. See, I don't want to start a channel. I don't want to start mixing the messages. I just want to bring the facts and the evidence and the logical part of everything. And that's where your intuition comes in, your logical sense, understanding that, well, it's possible. No, it is possible, and it's facts because I have it on camera. You know, there's a difference from people believing something and not believing the thing. That part, I don't care anymore, and I don't care. With the most respect, because I already know what's going to happen. Again, understanding the timelines and understanding where everything is at play. But we're talking about what's happening with Meta and how they're able to hack and use Facebook and use their, well, monopolizing everything when they're working together with the other, let's say, head honchos, sucking up to the president with the most respect, trying to create their own agenda, doing things that they think people can't see, but we see what they're doing that you may not see. And that's a part that people, it's hard for them to understand and realize, but that's fine. As long as we're giving you evidence and we're giving you the facts. There's a difference. Let's stop with, well, the spirituality, the tarot, all those things. And let's bring ourselves back to what's really happening. Is Meta violating our rights? Is Meta doing things illegally? Do they know about it, or are they trying to catch 22, let's say? My evidence is open and shut. What I have And with my evidence is an open shut case, but it's showing you how big this is. If they're just doing it for myself, and again, it's not about me. It's bigger than all of us. But sit here and think, oh, why would they just be doing? Why would they in your device, and why would it be so significant for you not to be able to speak and you to put your messages out? Well, because I'm able to show you energy. I'm able to show you your ancestors. I'm able to show you things that you can't see. I'm able to use my gifts to help you with a broken heart. That's why I'm different. We all have gifts. But early on in my journey, my spiritual journey, I was able to see certain things and able to produce things that other people couldn't see. And with that information getting out and them seeing it, they took it to another level. Thinking, I don't know. You can't take what God has given, well, to me for my spiritual gifts. That's why this is all significant. That's why this is all crumbling. You can't build a foundation on a false foundation. It's gonna crumble. That's why gratitude and appreciation is everything. That's why you have to be respectful, and you have to, other messages out there talking a lot of smack. Because it gets frustrating. But now not so much, because with hard evidence, it's totally different. It's for you to understand. It's putting everything together, because now the truth needs to come out, especially with what's happening. I thought it was about the time frame. No, it's not, but it is. It's about, if you're saying certain things and, well, the information hasn't came out yet as far as facts, and you're speaking about certain things that is happening, but other people don't realize it. They're doing a hearing, they're doing investigations. They're speaking about certain things that are happening behind the scenes. Or everything they're saying, and I haven't seen all of the what happens with me is I will stop seeing the information, hearing it, viewing it. I let what information I need to come to me, and how my guides are going to bring it, and that's how this works with the energy. But as far as hacking devices, the accounts, that's all. Everything's right here, evidence and all that. That's why the hearings happening, boom. Yeah, they're very significant. They're very crucial. This is a crucial time in everybody's life, in everybody's journey. Yeah, in everybody's journey. Because of the amount of information that is out there, that your information, your privacy, that you don't have. Why do you think 23andMe is so important to these people too? It is the DNA. This is deeper than everybody understands. Why do you think Elon Musk is thinking he's creating certain things? He's actually messing up. This is a healing journey. This is the journey of self-discovery, but admitting your energy. Doing it for you and nobody else. Understanding everybody has things to work on. Generational curses, breaking patterns, but doing it for yourself and nobody else. Understanding or seeing it from a different perspective, because not a lot of people are on this journey, this journey They say, yeah, church and everything. This is bigger than church. This is. But to be able to show you an ancestor, that's what this has been about this whole time. Yes. Channeling your loved ones and showing you them. Being able to see them. Show you who I am channeling or who they're channeling. Them never understanding the energy and understanding, well, oh, face recognition. How is that? When I'm showing how to change the light angle, change certain things, all of a sudden they're able to do certain things. Okay. That's not even part of a concern. Little do they know everything happens the way it's supposed to happen. Now with the glasses and everything, Orion, seeing, not having a lot of followers, but seeing how many views and who's viewing my content. Seeing what is happening and how they're